What's up, sports bettors? We're going through the best late night MLB bets. So we're looking at Diamondbacks at Giants, and I have a player prop bet that I'm going to share with you, and our bet is on WynnBet Sportsbook. So what we can do is we can take a look at the OddsJam positive expected value betting tool. So again, what this tool is doing is really just constantly scanning the market, main lines, money lines, player props, everything for you to try to find you data-driven bets. Where is there value in the odds? So for example, we can see the highest profit margin bet, which is on the top row on OddsJam, is Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts. So a pitcher for the Diamondbacks over 4.5 strikeouts, right? You always want to be placing the bet in bold with a circle around it. And then here's your profit margin quantified mathematically, 5.94%. So if we click into the odds, as I oftentimes like to do, it becomes pretty clear that Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts is ridiculous value, right? DraftKings is pricing this at minus 135, Caesars minus 143. Clear pricing discrepancy on WynnBet, and being able to get this minus 105 odds is clearly a great bet. So I went ahead and locked it in for the maximum I could, $315, as you can see here. And we can also take a look kind of at the historical trends, right? So for over 4.5 strikeouts, best odds are currently at minus 105. This has cashed 10 out of 17 games this season. In the last 5 games, it's cashed 4 out of 5 games. So we've explained this before, but what this implied odd shows you is if you were to bet this exact player prop for every game in your subset, so for example, if we pick 5 games, if we were to bet on Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts, every game for the past 5 games, we would have won 4 out of 5 bets, so we would have broken even if we bet this at minus 400 odds, right? That's the implied price. That's your break-even probability, right? So if we go over to a calculator and we put in, 80%, so over his last, 5 games, 80% of games, he's thrown over 4.5 strikeouts. So if you put in 80%, this says, hey, a betting odds converter calculator, right? This will tell you, hey, if you were to place this bet, and won 80% of the time at minus 400 odds, you would have broken even, right? So we're betting this at minus 105 odds, which they actually just moved to minus 125. So we've said this before, but you got to move quickly in sports betting, right? And you can kind of use this to look at all sorts of trends. A lot of people love trends in sports betting. Obviously, I'm a huge believer in looking at real-time market data. OddsJam is constantly scanning millions of odds, updating them in real time to try to find you these true pricing discrepancies where you're getting value, right? For Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts, we're getting minus 105 when the rest of the betting market is pricing this around minus 140. It's clearly a bet we want to be on. And then you can kind of look at this tool to just, analyze what has this guy done in the past? What has he done his last 10 games, his last 5 games, all that type of stuff, right? So we're betting the over. For example, the Diamondbacks, they're on the road tonight. So he's not a good pitcher on the road, right? He's actually only cashed 2 out of 7 games this season on the road, which is an implied price of plus 250 for over 4.5 strikeouts. So you can slice this data in a bunch of different ways, but long story short, he's great at home, right? He's 8 of 10 at home, which implies a price of minus 400. So you can slice this data as many ways as you want to, but I'm just going to take a look at, every game. This is the free OddsJam mobile app, which is linked in the description. It's pretty clear that this is a great bet for a few reasons. I mean, first of all, just looking at historical data, this guy's over 4.5 has cashed 10 out of 17 times, which is implied odds of minus 142. We bet at minus 105, right? And then the entire betting market, right? Sportsbooks imply win probabilities for bets through their odds. The entire sportsbook, sports betting market, looking across sportsbooks, has this juiced to like minus 140. And we're getting minus 105 on WynnBet. So we're finding a ton of value on WynnBet, so I locked it in, for $315 right here. So let's remove this. So we locked it in for $315. The profit margin of our bet is 5.94%. So our bet has $18.71 in profit margin, right? $18.71 in profit margin on Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts. Clear value in the odds. Looks good to the historicals. with the free OddsJam mobile app. Again, there's a link in the description. It's free. Just sign up. You can do all sorts of research on trends, all that type of stuff. Pretty cool. You can change the line. You can do all sorts of things. But long story short, clearly a pretty great bet. So I locked it in. And our profit margin is 5.94%, which is not too shabby, right? My goal as a sports bettor is to place as many positive EV, sharp, profitable bets as I can on a daily basis, essentially forming my own portfolio of mathematically profitable wagers, right? Then I just let the math work itself out to make me money, right? So I locked it in, 1871 in profit margin. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you're tailing, and let's make some money.